the birds. What have I been doing today? I've been crocheting. I have been having fun. I've been working on the Year of Dishcloths. Wednesday Wipeout is hosted by Lara over at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. Every week, Lara puts the season's dishcloths into a little container or randomly has a fun game, and she draws one of us for all of us to make in the collaboration. We're winding down. There isn't very many left. Last week, Lara picked Brett's Cancer Ribbon. This is a pattern by Linda Kaale. I put her name into Google and a YouTube video told me how to say her last name. Brian's playing video games. He's not laughing at my crochet jokes. Linda Kaale. So, Maggie Weldon created the book. She had a little contest to find out which patterns were going to go in the book. She had them all posted on a website, which I was able to find. And on the website is a bunch of free patterns for more dishcloths. And you can see the entry, the stories for the entry on why or how people created the entries that they created. I put the link to the website in the description box below. You should go read them. I stumbled across another pattern that Linda Kaale made, and it was the red hat. You know the ladies with the red hat and the purple bows? She has a marvelous story about a friend on how she created that dishcloth. It was a very good read. Go check out the website. There's more dishcloths. So for this one, I've heard some chitter chatter on the YouTube streets about how people have different causes that are significant to them. I too have a cause that is significant to me. I am type 2 diabetic. I found out I was diabetic a little over 20 years ago. When I was pregnant with my first daughter, I had gestational diabetes. Diabetes runs in my family, both on my mom's side and my dad's side, and it is definitely something that we all progress into as we get older. It's just a family thing. Diabetic care has come a long way. As far as treatment and just the thought process of the whole thing, and how we've learned that it's not just the fault of the eater, it's actually your body unable to keep up with even normal consumption at some point. There's a few different types of diabetes. Type 2, you can control your sugar with medication and food. And now there's a new type of diabetes. It's a 1.5, 1.5. It is where when your genetics are prone for the disease to progress, you transition into a halfway point between being able to control your diabetes with medication and diet and exercise, and a hybrid where you do need some insulin support. Type 1 diabetes is you are fully dependent on insulin to help keep your blood sugar in a healthy range. When a healthy-bodied person eats sugar, their body is able to get rid of it. When a diabetic eats sugar, the sugar accumulates in their system, and sugar under a microscope looks like shards of glass. So we have a lot of veins and arteries in our body that are very, very small, like the ones behind our eyes. When these shards of sugar go through the veins and arteries and tiny little blood vessels, they create scar tissue from the shards of glass sugar going through them. So a lot of times blurry vision or damaged vision is usually someone's first clue that they should go get their blood sugar tested. Blurry vision often gets overlooked. There's a lot of other things that get overlooked. That's why we check all of our pregnant moms. It's a lot of strain on the bodies, and sometimes they'll be diabetic, and then after baby comes, their bodies could regulate themselves and they're no longer diabetic. For people that have generational diabetes, that doesn't always go away. And it didn't go away with me. Through the years, I've tried many different ways, all the home remedies, all the tips and the tricks, all the studies. For the most part, I've been able to keep a very close eye on my sugar, but it is a daily struggle. A lot of those struggles come with tears. Tears of doing everything right and not understanding why it's not working. So that is a big design in my project. So I didn't make a dishcloth. A dishcloth. I don't know if I wouldn't want to scrub with it. So I didn't make a dishcloth. I started digging for my 100 micro crochet motifs. I'm gonna wear it loud, I'm gonna wear it proud. Let's see. So Steffi Glaves came out with this thread book. It is in UK terms. So I find myself, when I find a little pattern that I want to make, where is the page? When I find a pattern I want to make, I often have to make myself a little chart breaking down European terms to American US terms, and I figured it out. And the pattern that I decided to make as my background is a raindrop, a teardrop. On the Diabetes Awareness ribbon is blue, all different shades of blue. I posted a picture, and there'll be a picture at the end of some examples of the ribbons being blue. And so I dug for some embroidery thread with different blues. And I found some blue. And I got my hook, one of my favorite steel hooks to use. Found this on Etsy a really long time ago. When I'm working the flay crochet, I need something bigger in my hand, and this is the perfect size bulb. It's just a nice wooden handle someone made, and they put it on a Bates 1.65. When I'm working with a small hook, the Bates versus Boyd doesn't seem to matter to me. It's so small, it catches, it pulls, it does what it needs to do. It's the hand fatigue that gets to me. Blah, blah, blah. So what did I make? I made earrings. I made some thread earrings. I made teardrops. I got my blue ribbon on there. And then diabetics check their blood sugar with just one drop on a test strip. Multiple times a day, sometimes just one time a day after fasting. It really all depends on how well you need to control your blood sugar. So usually the ribbon has one tiny little blood drop on the end of the ribbon. I decided to do a little red heart right at the bottom of the earrings. I really like how the variegated blue gave a nice background for that deep rich blue ribbon. The idea was to surface crochet the ribbon. I ended up just chaining and then leaving both two long tails and then hand sewing between the chains on there. There we go. That is my dishcloth for my ears. I had fun with that one. Wonderful little pattern. It's a series of US terms triple crochets. No, treble. Where you wrap 3 times or you wrap 2 times, and then double crochets where you're only wrapping 1 time. Increasing and decreasing to make that teardrop. And then she's got a nice little single crochet around 2 times. She has a very interesting join. She does a double crochet to make that extended peak part on the drop. Steffi Glaves is a good pattern writer. And that micro stuff, it needs to be clear. She makes it easy that you're working into the spaces between stitches, not necessarily into the top of stitches. And it helps guide to know when things get really small, like in sewing thread. It helps to know where to put that stitch. I enjoyed this one. So I kind of used the year of dishcloth more as a jumping point and inspiration for my project, and not necessarily the base of my project. I did start to make my ribbon with the pattern design here. It was too big on that that thread teardrop. What do we have left? We don't have much of anything. We don't have much. Ruffled square. Ooh, candy corn. Ooh, I'm gonna have to make candy corn big enough as a crumb catcher. School bus. School bus is still lingering. And I think there was one more. For the pie, illusions, fancy heart. Oh, is that it? Oh my goodness. It's coming to an end. What will we do? What will we do? Thank you for spending time with me today. I had a great time with this project, and I've definitely enjoyed getting to know all of you in this past year of dishcloths. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. I think Laura has something up her sleeve. Definitely check out her channel if you haven't, and stay tuned for more plans. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.